Hello, how are you doing? I'm doing good. I want to talk to you today about not feeling safe. And this is for starseeds and sensitives because we have a different nervous system. We have to pay attention to that. And there's a lot going on right now in the world that we as sensitives and starseeds have to process, and our nervous system gets overwhelmed and overstimulated, and also our root chakra, which has to do with safety and security, is a lot of us did not feel safe either coming into this world or in our families. We learned to not feel safe. So today I want to go over some of that information with you. I'm actually going to do a very comprehensive workshop on that that I'll be letting you know down the road what that date is. But I just want to go over a lot of it now because there's a lot, like I said, going on in the world. And I also just want to share that I haven't been posting lately or putting things out because I've been doing my own work, which I feel is very important, that those teachers and guides and healers, that we have to do our own work as things come up. And it was around this safety. It was I was being challenged with different things about what was going on in the world and not feeling safe, whereas I had felt safe prior to 2020. And so I know that this is an inside job, and it was triggering a lot of things for me that came up as a child. And I'm sure that a lot of you have had the same thing, because as sensitives and starseeds, we felt different. We felt alone. You know, we were different than other people. And so it could bring up those feelings that it's not safe to be myself, that it's not safe to want things, to ask for things, etc. And also just feeling other people that didn't feel safe. We might have felt safe, but because people around us didn't feel safe, even as a baby or as a baby in the womb, if your mother did not feel safe, you took on that vibration. And so you were born into the world. And also if you were starseed, and in a parallel starseed, and you had never been on this planet before, coming into this dense energy would freak you out and feel very uncomfortable and not safe at all compared to energies that you were used to. So like I said, this is going to be a brief going over, and I'm going to do a longer workshop on this, going into a lot of areas in more depth, and then you can ask questions and we'll do a lot of coaching around it. So first, I don't feel safe, right? So what are you feeling? Not safe, not feeling safe in the world today. We don't know what's going on. It feels out of control. There's a lot of uncertainty. Whether you got the jab or not. And then in your families and arguments over that, and feeling safe to make your own choices, safe in your daily life as to whether you're afraid of getting COVID or afraid of people who've had the vaccines, or being afraid of people criticizing you because of your choices or bullying you, afraid of governments. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. This is the same for it's happening all over the world, right? So I'm not, so I just want, I'm just creating this picture of feeling unsafe to be yourself. And then you kind of not trusting people, and maybe not even trusting yourself, because it's like the craziness that's going on, and it's depending on where you're getting your information and stuff from, can feel so disconcerting to what you really feel inside. And then you start questioning what you feel inside. And if you don't have others around you that that feel that can have a conversation with you and feel have some of the same feelings or concerns about the world, then you can feel very isolated and alone. You might be losing hope, feeling hopeless, losing faith in the world, losing faith in humanity, using faith in source or God or whatever your beliefs are, in your government, right? Again, feeling alone, disconnected, bullied, or abused. Are you feeling depressed, anxious, overwhelmed? Are you worrying? Are you worrying about what you don't have? Are you worrying about a doomed future? You might have PTSD. Most of us are going to have PTSD until you work through it, because of all the different things that are going on. And it might be that you have children and you're worried about your children and what to do. And um, just one thing after another for you having to face, it becomes overwhelming, and just, you just want to go to sleep and wake up and have it be over with. You feel overstimulated from it, depending on how you're taking in the information, or whether you're researching and taking in that information, a lot of information that you had no desire to learn. Or, again, if you have children, if governments, rules here, work, all of that, having to make these decisions. Do I get the job and save my job if you don't believe in it, and you don't want to take it? Or do I let my job go and have trust and faith that something else will come up? So many layers to this. I can't tell you, but I'm just saying, I want you to realize how much you are taking in. And I haven't even got to all of it yet, but that you are, taking in the collective conscious, and I'll explain why. Maybe I'll save that information for later. But you are just feeling all these things. You might feel ungrounded, out of control again. Doesn't feel like it's in your control. You're fearful or scared, angry, frustrated, feeling powerless. You might be coping by using drugs, alcohol, sex, shopping, gaming, gambling to cope. You could go the other way too. You could be really resisting feeling any of this stuff through, again, with drugs and alcohol and sex, etc. You can be a rebel. You might have turned into a warrior. You can be very angry about what's happening, or obsessive about certain aspects of it. So I just want you to see there's a lot going on here, a lot. And so as a starseed, so I'm going to give us some of our qualities, some of our superpowers, but until they're superpowers, they might be challenging to you. And so that's one of the things that I help starseeds and sensitives with, is really realizing what your gifts are. And a lot of us been brought up to see our gifts as weaknesses and know they're superpowers, and they are perfect for you to be having. Know your superpowers at this time, because this is what we came here for. We came here to help during this time. And our powers, we have an acute awareness of our environment through our senses that most other people don't experience. We can see a lot of things that are going on that other people aren't seeing. And that's one of the things that gets us feel crazy making, because it's like, can't you see this? Can't you see what's going on. Can't you see this bigger picture? Can't you see the, and they're like, no, 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 no. Right. And so we start questioning ourselves, but this is your superpower. This is something that, they say, animals that are the sensitive animals, there are highly sensitive animals as well as highly sensitive people. And those animals are the ones that keep their species surviving. They remember where there's water when there's no water. They remember where there's other food. They are aware that a prey might be coming their way. They are sensitive to the environments and what is happening, and they keep them safe, or they know how to guide them. So that's one of our superpowers that we have, that somebody as a younger kid, you might have been told, oh, you're too sensitive to everything that's going on. We have a rich, complex inner life. We are very creative inwardly and outwardly. We're very innovative, and we're great at problem solving. But this is also where this I don't feel safe comes in, because of our abilities to see the bigger picture. That's one of my gifts, is I can see a lot of different perspectives. I can see everybody's perspective out there and still have my own choice. But kind of knowing all of the stuff that's going on can be overwhelming when other people aren't seeing it and understanding, and can be like, beware, beware, right? And nobody's getting that. But so what happens also is our rich inner life, and I know you guys will know this, is like within like zero, how a car, they say, how fast does it go between, get up to 60 miles per hour. Well, we're very fast at taking some information, and creating a story about it, whether it's in the positive or the negative. So a lot of times something will come up and it was like, oh my gosh, well, if people don't get this, like really quick, and we have all the details laid out, then we're doomed. We're dead. Why am I living? Why am I doing this? Right? We can go through that. And we have to realize that we do that. We can do that, and we can do it, like I said, in the positive. So that's like, oh, and if this just happened, if we made these choices and people came together and did then we would have this miraculous 5D life, right? So we have to realize and manage our minds and how it goes, because we'll take information or something that people give us. So one of the things, this is why we don't watch the news. We don't watch violent movies, because it is as if we are living them. So there's multiple things that come through in our nervous system. So one is having that rich inner complex life. So we can imagine that we are in that screen, in that movie, in that news, or somebody tells us a story. We're going, no, no, no. Or I watch sports and I'm like doing the sports with them. I feel exhausted after I watch some things sometimes. So anyway, that is another thing to watch, how we are influenced by our environment, and then what our mind does with that information. We have very strong intuition. And so that is something to use, your inner guidance system, instead of depending on the information that is coming in, or let your intuition lead you to the information that you need to know. The other thing is that we are empaths. And this is very important. So we take on other people's feelings, and we know how to help them and meet their needs. But a lot of times we take those on, if you're not aware that you're empath, or you're not aware how to manage your empath, you can relate to other people's, how they're feeling, but you might take that energy on as your own. Meaning you might sit next to somebody who's depressed and all of a sudden start feeling depressed yourself, because you don't have healthy boundaries. The other thing is that we pick up on the collective conscious, being an empath also. So you might have strange, absurd thoughts and stuff come into your head. Like they might, there's a lot of the sex trafficking energy clearing and stuff that's been going on. So you might have bizarre sexual images or thoughts that come into your head, and you're like, where did that come from? Or hopelessness, or the fear, the anxiety from the collective consciousness of things being out of control, or when they're afraid of a virus, or of other things that are going on in the world, or if they're feeling threatened from people around them, etc. You can feel that energy. You can feel that energy, and if you don't realize that it could be coming from other people or the collective, that you think something's wrong with you. So learning to manage your energy is really important. And what else do I want to say here? So, and we're also influenced by solar energy. So a lot of the stuff that the energy and the light and stuff that's been coming in has been affecting us. That's part of the awakening energy. So it can affect you physically, can affect your heart. You can have weird pains all over. You can go and look at my, Ascension Symptoms video, and that will explain a lot of the different symptoms that come up. Also, you can look up the Schumann resonance and solar flares, and that has symptoms and things, and how that affects you. So the cosmic energies affect us. And so you might feel like, woo, like all of a sudden you're in between spaces. It's like, or you might feel floaty. You might feel a little spacey with different things going on. You might be feeling super tired because your body is changing. So, and when you're not aware that how this stuff is happening, or why this stuff is happening, or why all of a sudden are you feeling so tired, and you might be afraid that you're sick, or different pains, like you're falling apart. It can feel, awakening can feel like you're falling apart. Also, when you awaken and you start to see all the lies and different things that you're and beliefs that aren't true, and so your system that you're used to counting on, all of a sudden it's breaking down. That can feel like you're going crazy, but you're not. It's not. It's just that the illusions are breaking down, so you can break through and find out new truths and get clear about who you are and empower yourself. So it's like you know your superpowers instead of them being a weakness. It's like, oh no, I'm very powerful. I'm creative. These are I'm intuitive. There's all these things that you don't want to be like everybody else. You're here to be like you. And that some of the things, the illusions, is I'm not lovable, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not powerful. And again, I'll share those in another workshop, and where those came from and how we learned to feel not unsafe and believe that was true. And so I really, again, want to get this intention. I want you to start to think about that I create my feeling of safety. You create your feeling of safety, not the outside world. Yes, things can be going on, but you have to learn to manage this. And once you realize that what you manage of your mind and your energy, you will create a new reality out here that will feel safer than what you're feeling now. So another thing that happens to starseeds and sensitives is when we're young, because of being an empath and being intuitive and our acute awareness, we're overstimulated with all these emotions and feelings and energy, things coming in, that it feels overwhelming. And so what we start to learn to do is to not feel and more think about things. And so we become much more thinking about our feelings and analyzing rather than feeling it and processing it and letting it move through. So what happens then is we leave our body. So just imagine that part of you. So if you're spacey, daydreamy, want to be in the spiritual, hanging out, meditation all the time, if you bump into things, if you don't feel grounded, if you're grounding is super important as part of your energy work as a sensitive and starseed to feel safe, because if we leave our body, there's that sense and spirit leaving, and we feel anxious. We start to get anxious because we're like not grounded in the present. And that also means that you're spending your time thinking about your past and then projecting that past onto your future, which is anxiety producing also. So yeah, you start to, one of the things too is that brings up a lot of fear is that we take our past and we impose it onto a future. And that is not how you live or create in the moment. So what do we want? We want to be in the body, present in the now, managing our mind so that it's not running away with these great stories, that it's not going into the past and taking the things that happened before and then putting those onto our future, so our future feels limited. Whereas when you are in the present, you're in the now, you're managing that, your future will feel abundant. It will feel that there's lots of opportunities and possibilities for you. It will not feel limited at all. And when you're in the present moment, you can read into that energy. You can feel into yourself. You can be grounded and have know what to do next. Have your strong intuition leading you. Have your heart feel what it is that you desire, and be able to ask. And you will feel safe because you will feel in control of you, even though you don't have control out here, but you can make smarter, brighter choices that will help you gain what it is you want. You will feel more free to be you and to create what it is that you desire. So here's some, I'm going to go back over 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1, take control. You are not a victim. You are powerful. You have to realize that. So things, you have to start managing and running your life. You are the manager of you. And just by some of those things that I just shared before, that's going to how you manage. And then so managing, number 2 is manage your mindset and your energy. So manage where your mind's going, what it's thinking, what you're feeling. You have control over that. And again, in this workshop that I'm going to be having, I'll be teaching you how to do that if you don't already know how to do it. But you have to keep you are intending what it is that you want to create. And so that means, right, take control. What do you want? You're not a victim. Where am I going? What's your intention? What do you want to create? Then you manage it, right? You manage it and you manage your energy. So you create healthy boundaries. You don't let your mind run away with these great stories that feel like doom and gloom. You ground yourself, you reset your energy, you get yourself aligned, feeling connected to source or your God or to the earth, to nature. And this is through visualization or meditation. Then number 3 is staying in your body. So just one thing you can do right now is just You're right here with me right now. You're feeling this. And so just call back in. I call back in all of the aspects of my body that have left, that can come in right now, and then it is safe. I am here for you. Come back home. Just feel parts of you that left when you were young, when you all the way to wherever you are right now. What is feeling safe? It just be invited home. Come back. I'm here for you. This is your soul coming back to you, that left when it didn't feel safe, that left when you were beating it up and didn't want to feel what you wanted to feel. So you went into thinking, letting it go. I'm going to go up here and hang out because this isn't feeling good, right? Highly critical and disappointed. A lot of us are perfectionists, or we're perfectionists. So that's a habit. You can relearn that. So it's like letting go of being highly critical, being in the moment, and choosing where you want to go. So just bring all those aspects of you in that you can bring in now. And it will be a process. I'm actually going to create a meditation for you after this. It's going to be separate because I just wanted you to be able to have the meditation on its own that will go along with you, that help you feel safer, help you connect, help you bring in some of these aspects of yourself that you have left your body. Okay, so that will be, look for that video after this. Clear your belief systems and programming that limit you. So that's another thing that you'll be learning. You'll be learning what are the things, what vows did you make as a child that are limiting you, that you're carrying into the future and that are making you feel unsafe. So that's one of the things I'm going to be teaching. And then number 5 is being in nature. Spend as much time in nature as you can. Grounding if you can be, and if the weather's all right, put your feet on the ground, in the dirt or in the grass, and just soak that up. Go out and be in the sun, or stand in a window and let the sun bathe you. If you can't, stand naked in the sun for a while, or lay down where it's shining into your home and let it flow through you. Allow the sun, feel the sun come in and feed you. Let it come in and feed you. And the other thing, the last one thing that just popped into my head is, because for an energy thing, is say anybody's energy that is not my own, go back to your owner now. Lovingly go back to your owner. I release anybody's energy that is not my own. Go back to your owner right now. I command it. Not staying here. So if this is your kids, your partner, your husband, your wife, your work partners, your best friends, your animals, whatever it is, everybody, this is healthy boundary. Just clear your energy. Everybody has their own energy. Clear, 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 clear. Feel that. Oh, doesn't that feel lighter and brighter? Now come into your body. Breathe, like feel the energy go all the way down. Breathe. Another way to get grounded really in your body is breathe all the way down into your belly. Wait, and slow it down. A nice slow breath, like 7 count, and then a 7 count exhale, and breathe in through your nose, not through your mouth, because then that energy goes to your brain. And do that for a few minutes, and that's telling your reptilian part of your brain, which is your stress area, that fight or flight or freeze, will tell it, oh, it's safe. If you're shallow breathing and fast, it's telling your brain something's wrong. We have to pay attention, be on high alert. Slow it down, go deep, and then you will start to feel safer. So I hope this was of a benefit. Again, watch for the meditation that will be coming shortly. And then I hope, if this is really good for you, that you join the masterclass that I'm going to have on feeling safe on the first chakra. And I will see you then. Until then, love, live, and matter. Take care.